The CFR, we're Derek and Bridget, and on Wednesdays it's Money Mindset with our friends at Lockshield Partners, helping you to see money as a tool, not just a goal.
Visiting with Clark Hayden on Wednesday. Clark, the stock market has got so many things in it. When we try to predict, when we try to figure out the rhythm of it, when we try to ride it for our advantage, is that even something that we can do?
Not really.
Those were great questions, though, weren't they?
They were
Clark?
very good questions. Yeah. So when we think about investing, I do think it's important to start with just kind of the basic fundamental knowledge that if you go back over the last 100+ years, for the average American household, the stock market is the best way to grow your wealth over time. There is a pretty consistent return that you can look at. I think if you go back to the Great Depression, the S&P 500, which is the basket of the 500 largest U.S. companies, has averaged almost 10% a year over that 100-year time frame.
Wow.
Rarely in a given year is it 10%.
Yeah.
Up 20, down 10, up to, it's going to ping pong around. But if you stick with it over time, the probability is pretty strong that that's going to work out in your favor. The temptation, however, is that we don't want to be patient and stick it out with a long-term approach.
No, I want results within the year.
We want results now. And so that kind of gets us to this concept of market timing. Can we pick and choose when things are going to be really good or really bad? And what research shows is that that's simply not true. We may be able to do that occasionally, but to do that with consistency over time just isn't going to work.
But what I'm thinking, Clark, is the consistency over time is that we are investing, right?
That's
Overall.
exactly right. You just have to stick with it, Bridget. What hurts us in the short term, if we're trying to jump in and out a lot, is number one, just an increased stress level from a behavioral perspective.
Yeah.
I don't want to be looking at that every second of every day.
No.
Right, and every time a penny drops, your blood pressure goes up.
That's exactly right.
Some news is released that the feds are going to change the rates.
Yeah, or something like that, or there's an election going on, or whatever.
Right.
And on top of that, your transaction costs are much, much higher as well. Most brokerage firms are going to have some sort of cost associated with consistent trading like that. And so that in and of itself is going to eat into your returns as well.
Looking at the stock market, it is a long game, as Clark says. You can dive in deeper to the topic when you visit LockshieldPartners.com or at our website, ChristianFamilyRadio.com.